Are you tired of feeling like your stomach has its own agenda? Like the bloating, gas, or constant trips to the bathroom are running your life? Welcome to the Beyond Bloated podcast, the podcast where we tackle those frustrating gut issues head on, without strict diets or giving up your favorite foods. I'm Carly, a certified gut health coach who's been there, struggling with bloating that made me look 6 months pregnant, gut pain that kept me from enjoying meals, and fatigue so draining it felt impossible to get through the day. Now, I help women like you find freedom from those symptoms and take back control of their lives. Each week, we'll debunk gut health myths, dive into simple, actionable tips, and hear stories from women who've been exactly where you are. It's time to feel confident, energized, and bloat-free. Let's get started. Hello. Welcome back to the Beyond Bloated podcast, or welcome for the very first time. Does anyone else just find themselves in a better mood when the sun is out? When the sun is shining, the weather is starting to get warmer. We have survived winter. It is spring, not just on the calendar, but it actually starts to feel like spring. Because that's happening right here where I live in Victoria. It's finally warm. I'm going on walks with my light jacket. Sometimes I'm sweating, so I take it off and I'm just in a breezy sweater. And before we know it, it will soon be summer. And during summer, of course, school is out. Adults, the parents, they take time off work, travel as a family. Maybe you're going to Disney. Maybe you're going to an island. Maybe you're going somewhere cold. I don't know. But the point is, summer is a very popular travel time for a lot of people. And with that, you don't want to be bloated, gassy, in pain. You want to enjoy your vacation. So today, we are talking about how to avoid the bloating and digestive discomfort while you travel, because absolutely nobody wants to spend a bunch of money on a vacation and then feel sluggish, bloated, or stuck in their hotel bathroom while they're on their trip. I was bloated every single day of my life for over 5 years. So you bet your ass I was bloated while on vacation. I like traveling. I'm not like a super adventurous traveler. I haven't been crazy far, but I have traveled Canada, the US, been to some islands, and I can tell you from personal experience, traveling while you are dealing with chronic bloating, stomach pain, bowel irregularities, fatigue, whatever it is horrible. I remember one time I went to the Dominican. This was after university. I went with my two friends from university. It was an all-inclusive, all you can eat, all you can drink. And at this time, I was gluten and dairy free, but I was not nearly as healthy as I am today. And I remember we went to the buffet one day, ate my food. Honestly, to this day, no idea what triggered it, but I could probably tell you it was the lack of sleep and the overconsumption of alcohol that I had every single day while we were there. But regardless, that one day I went to the buffet, ate my breakfast, and we would spend the day at the pool. So I'm in my bikini at the pool, and it just hit me like, boom, pain, you gotta go. So of course, this is a public area. I'm not gonna go to the public washroom and do this super embarrassing activity. So I start making my way back to our room, and it just so happens that at that exact moment, the freaking cleaners are in there cleaning our room. And I was like, oh my God, are you serious? And I can't go in there and tell them, hey, I'm going to shit my pants. I need you to get out. And so I'm like waiting because I'm like, okay, they must be almost done. They have to be almost done at this point. So I'm waiting and, a couple minutes go by and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait. I need to go find a washroom. So I run back down and I find a washroom that is public, but there's not really that many people in it. So I'm like, okay, this is the one. Do my thing. Of course, people do come in and out. And it's so embarrassing. And this is just me giving you a realistic glimpse of what it's like dealing with digestive issues while you are on vacation. I want you to know I've been there. That is my story. That is one of many. But yeah, it sucks. And it's embarrassing. It ruins your time. My friends are like, where the hell did you go? Because I just sprinted away. Of course, they knew about my digestive issues, so they must have had an inkling. But it ruined your trip. And then for the rest of that day, I didn't feel great. So that was happening in the morning, whole day wiped of, I don't feel great. I'm now even more afraid to eat. So I'm like, what if this happens again? Overall, terrible experience. However, that was about 6 years ago, and I can now travel safely and comfortably without fear of having to sprint to a washroom at any given moment. So it is possible to travel and not have it ruined by your digestive issues. The topic of today was actually inspired by conversations that I've been having with my clients recently. Because like I mentioned, summer is coming, people are traveling for weddings, they're doing work events, all the things. And my clients are like, hey, I'm feeling pretty good at home, but what do I do when I leave and I'm out of my routine and I'm in another country or I'm staying with friends? I don't have the stuff that I'm used to having that makes me feel good. And I thought this is a great topic for a podcast episode because I bet you everyone with digestive issues is having the exact same thoughts. How can I travel comfortably and not have my digestion ruin my entire trip? So that is what I'm helping you with today. I am going to provide you with some tips on how you can start to travel and not be afraid, enjoy yourself, have energy, not be bloated, which means you can wear the clothes that you want to wear, pack what you want, not the emergency bloat clothes, because trust me, I have been there as well. So if you are someone who enjoys traveling but has been putting it off because of their gut issues, someone who travels anyway and then experiences what I just told you at the start of this episode, or maybe you're forced to travel for work, you're visiting family, you have weddings coming up, you're doing a weekend getaway, whatever it is, this episode is for you. So here we go. First things first, I am always going to suggest you plan ahead for gut-friendly eating. This means research restaurants ahead of time. You know where you are traveling to. Google Maps exists. Google itself exists. Google what's around you. Check out the menus. Depending on how long you're going to be there, how many times you plan on eating out, pick out some safe restaurants that look like they have good options for you. If you do have a gluten sensitivity, there is an app called Find Me Gluten-Free, which I personally love. It has all of the recommendations for restaurants in the area that have gluten-free food. Some of them are celiac safe. Some of them are dedicated gluten-free. Users go in and rate the restaurant. They comment what they ordered, how good it was. So that is a very ease of mind thing that I like doing. Okay, this restaurant is nearby. It has gluten-free options, has good ratings. People said they ate there, didn't feel sick, and the food was really good. I'm going there too. I also love looking for healthier restaurants. So this could be like a place that has organic, local ingredients, or they're a farm-to-table restaurant, or they just overall have more health-conscious options. I also find these types of restaurants, A, have really great quality food, so it's not just delicious, but it's easy on your gut, and B, they tend to take food sensitivities a lot more seriously. So if you are sensitive to gluten or dairy or anything else, and you tell a health-conscious restaurant your sensitivities, I have found they are way more likely to actually listen to those, opposed to some chain restaurant that hands me a gluten-free bun after I told them I have celiac disease, because that is what I tell restaurants when I go out, so they actually listen to me. If you are staying in a hotel, you can call ahead of time and ask if they have a fridge or a microwave, so you can, again, prepare ahead, knowing what you will have available to you to make food. If you're booking an Airbnb or any sort of housing rental, you can, again, look and see, is there a kitchenette? Is there a full-blown kitchen? Just know what you have available to you to plan ahead. Don't show up expecting to have a kitchenette and all you have is a kettle, because then you're like, shit, now what? My plan is out of commission. Do a little research, plan ahead. It will also ease your mind so much knowing, okay, I'm good, I have a kitchen. Or, okay, I'm good, I have a microwave and I have a plan for that. If you're road tripping, you can bring a small cooler bag with you, and that way, again, you can plan ahead. You can make little sandwiches or bring meats and things that need to be kept cold without having to worry about them going bad because you got your little cooler bag. And that way you aren't relying on hoping to go by a restaurant that you can eat at on the drive. Instead, you got snacks ready to go in the car. And for flights, a lot of people don't realize you can bring food with you. You can pack food, bring it through security, and eat it on the plane. Almost every single time that I fly, I stop at Freshie the night before, get myself a chicken bowl, bring it with me to the airport, and I eat it on the plane. So you do not have to eat the overpriced airport food that may or may not make you sick. You can bring your own shit through security and eat it on the plane. Now you might be wondering, okay, so I can bring food with me, but what do I bring? Here are some non-perishable and travel-approved snack ideas for you. Nuts and seeds are great. You can make your own trail mix or buy one prepackaged. You just want to watch for the oils and the unnecessary added sugars that they like to add to that. You can bring nut butter packets, rice cakes and crackers, which you can put your nut butter on, jerky or any sort of meat sticks. Chomps are really good ones that I have tried. They have pretty good ingredients. Protein bars. Again, you want to watch for ingredients. A lot of protein bars will contain either gluten or dairy or a shit ton of sugar or not a great source of protein. So read your ingredients. Make sure it is a high quality protein bar. Hey everyone, Carly here. If you are tired of feeling bloated and uncomfortable, which I know you are, I have something that can really help. My free ultimate guide to bloat busting. I've been there myself, and I know how frustrating it is to try super restrictive diets and expensive supplements without getting results. If those methods were going to work, they would have worked by now. That's why I created this guide to offer you a different approach. In the ultimate guide to bloat busting, you'll learn techniques to listen to your body and eat with intention, avoiding overeating and choosing foods that truly benefit you, tips for proper hydration to support digestion and reduce bloating, a guide to delicious foods that promote a healthy gut and how to easily incorporate them into your meals, and effective methods to manage stress, which plays a huge role in gut health. These simple, practical strategies can make a big difference in your daily life, helping you feel lighter, more energized, and comfortable in your own skin. Ready to ditch the bloat without strict diets or costly supplements? Download your free copy today at beyondbloated.com/ultimate-guide and start your journey to a bloat-free life. Now, let's get back to it. Dark chocolate. I like a sweet treat after dinner. 70% cacao or higher is ideal, so you get some benefits with it. But regardless, bringing your own dark chocolate is probably going to be a better option than whatever is available to you while traveling. Bring some collagen and protein powder packets, things that you can add for a quick protein hit. You can have a protein shake, add it to oatmeal or whatever it is you bring with you. And finally, some bone broth packets. Again, quick and easy hit of protein. You can buy individual packets and then you just add boiling water to them and you sip it. And then you've got yourself 10 to 15 grams of protein in a little tiny packet that's super easy to travel with, doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's tasty. When I travel, breakfast is usually the one meal that I will almost always bring with me, or I will buy ingredients for at the grocery store when I arrive at my destination. I don't eat breakfast out when I travel usually, maybe once or twice for like a fun treat, you know, or if I'm just going for one night, then I'll probably go and have breakfast out. But a lot of times I will bring my own breakfast or prepare for it. So here are some easy breakfasts for travel and hotel stays for when you don't have a full-blown kitchen. One of my favorites, overnight oats. All you do is prep the dry oats, the protein powder that you brought with you, some chia seeds in a little bowl, a container, whatever. Then you add the milk or water or whatever liquid you've got, sit that overnight, and then you can top it in the morning with your nuts and your seeds, your nut butter packet that you brought. Then you have a super quick and easy breakfast that's already ready for you in the morning because you did the prep work the night before. You could also buy yogurt when you get to your destination and then just, again, top it with nuts and seeds, add some protein powder to it. If you get fresh fruit, you can add that to it. Protein shake, so simple. I recommended bringing protein powder with you, so you've already got that. Add water. You can get water, I know that. If you don't want water, get almond milk, whatever, but either way, super, super simple, and you don't need anything other than the protein powder, a liquid, and something to drink it out of. Boiled eggs and avocado. You can grab eggs from the grocery store and boil them if you have a stove. You can buy boiled eggs from the grocery store. I don't know how much I trust that. So this is more like if you have a kitchenette where you're staying. But again, you can pre-boil eggs ahead of time, put them in your mini fridge, and then so quick you don't have to spend time preparing breakfast in the morning when you want to get out and see the place that you're traveling. And finally, instant oatmeal. This is one that I also do quite frequently. I will buy an instant oatmeal packet. I like a high quality one. So I buy the organic gluten-free oats with seeds, some 70% dark chocolate chips in there. I'll add protein powder to it. I'll add some cinnamon, some nut butter, and then all you have to do is add boiling water. So that kind of covers the food aspect of it. You're going to prepare ahead, know what is around you in terms of restaurants, grocery stores, what kitchen equipment you have at the place that you're staying so that you know what you can bring and what you're going to have to buy out. You're also going to bring a bunch of snacks with you, either for the travel day or for having when you get there. And then if you'd like to make your own breakfast to save money, save time, and have to worry about one less meal out, those are some breakfast ideas for you to bring. For lunch and dinner, you can do the same thing for lunch and dinner, depending on what you have available. If you have a full-blown kitchen, then hell yeah, go to the grocery store and just buy all the gut-friendly things that you would normally have at home. Make that for lunch and dinner. If not, eat at the restaurants that you kind of scouted out ahead of time. I did an episode a little while back on how to eat out without bloating and discomfort. So I will link that in the show notes as well, so you can kind of combine the two. We're going to travel. We're probably going to eat out. So you need to know how to do that as well. Now moving on to some supplements and different gut supports that you can pack. I don't suggest bringing 40 different supplements with you while you're on vacation. A, you're not going to remember to take them all. And B, that's just a lot of shit to bring with you. And C, you kind of want to enjoy yourself and not have to worry about taking 20 different supplements at different times. So I suggest minimizing this as best as possible. So I have kind of narrowed it down to 5 supplement and gut supports that I believe are most beneficial to bring while traveling. So number 1 is electrolytes. This is going to help with hydration and digestion, especially if you're flying. Super dehydrating. So you want to make sure you're drinking electrolytes to hydrate yourself. You're probably walking more when you're on vacation, just hiking, doing just more physical activity, unless it's like a super relaxing vacation. But regardless, you might be sitting out in the sun sweating more. So make sure you're hydrating. Bring electrolyte packets with you. This is going to help with digestion as well. Magnesium is another good one to bring with you. It helps support digestion and stress. Can also help with sleep. So there are a lot of different types of magnesium out there. If you struggle with constipation, you probably experience more constipation when you travel. So bringing a magnesium citrate with you would be beneficial. If you don't tend to lean on the constipation side, magnesium biglycinate is a great one. That'll help you calm down, relax before bed. Herbal teas are also great. You can either bring some with you or pick some up at the grocery store. Even if you're staying in a bare minimum hotel, they usually have a kettle. So you can have tea, and I would suggest bringing peppermint, ginger, and chamomile with you. These are great for bloating, stomach pain, calming down before bed. I always bring peppermint and ginger tea with me when I travel, just in case, and it's just a part of my routine. I like having one after dinner, so I want to keep that routine up even when I'm traveling. These next 2 are optional, but they can be beneficial. So digestive enzymes is one, and this would be for eating out. If you're eating unfamiliar foods, in an unfamiliar area. If you listen to my episode about how to eat out, you'll know eating out is a whole different ball game than when you're eating at home. So if you just know when you eat out at a restaurant, you're more likely to have digestive issues, taking an enzyme may be beneficial for you. It's not going to be for everybody. And the last one is a shelf-stable probiotic. So this would be a soil-based organisms probiotic. It'll say SBO on the bottle. These do not need to be refrigerated, so they can actually travel with you and you don't have to worry about them dying. I don't believe everybody needs to take a probiotic all the time. You might not even need one when traveling. But I would say if you're ever going to take one, when traveling would be a good time because it's just stressful. You're eating different foods. You're in a different environment. Depending where you go, if you're in like a third world country, you're more likely to pick up a parasite or a bacteria. Even actually not in a third world country, like you can go to Florida and get a parasite. So taking a probiotic while traveling isn't a bad idea. Now, you definitely want to make sure you are staying hydrated while you travel. I mentioned bringing electrolytes with you because you're sweating more, you're exercising, you're walking, you're losing electrolytes. So you need to replenish that. So bring those with you. Also, bring a reusable water bottle with you. I always bring my water bottle with me through security at the airport, and then I fill it up when I get to the other side, so I have water for the plane. I know they give you a little tiny cup of water for my 4-hour flight. That ain't enough. So I bring a full water bottle with me. You can't bring liquids through, but you can bring your water bottle through. This one may not be easy for people, but I would suggest swapping your coffee for herbal tea wherever possible, just for less dehydration. You know, if you're drinking 3 cups of coffee while you're on vacation, you're sweating, you're walking more, you aren't as conscious of drinking water because you're doing activities. At least if you're drinking herbal tea instead of the 3 cups of coffee, that's going to be more hydrating to you. If you can't swap out all 3, swap out 2, swap out 1, whatever you can do. But that's going to be more beneficial to stay hydrated and keep your gut feeling good. You also want to avoid the sugary drinks and the artificial sweeteners. I know it's tempting when we're on vacation to throw everything out the window and just get what we want, but your gut will not be happy with you. So if you go to dinner and you order that super sugary cocktail or even mocktail, you're going to pay for it. So just keep that in mind when making your decisions. Water, electrolytes, herbal tea, lemon water, those are all going to be a lot more beneficial than the sugary artificial sweetener drinks. And then there is the lifestyle component. Yes, we need to eat well and hydrate, and there are a few supplements and gut supports that we can take to help keep our gut happy while we travel. But sleep, stress, and movement are just as important when you are traveling as when you are at home. So you cannot just forget about them because you are on vacation. Your body doesn't care that you are on vacation. It still wants sleep. It still wants you to manage your stress, and it still wants you to move while you're relaxing. Unfortunately, I am one of those people who doesn't sleep very well if I am not in my own bed. So some of the things that I bring with me when I travel to help me sleep better are an eye mask to block out all of the light. I don't know what my bedroom light situation is going to be like wherever I'm staying, so I bring an eye mask to make sure it is pitch black. You can also bring earplugs to block out noise. I bring a sound machine with me because I sleep with one at home, so it kind of is like a comfort for me. Got my eye mask, my white noise machine. If even though you are on vacation, you still want to try to stick to your usual bedtime as much as possible. So I go to bed around 10:30 when I'm not on vacation. When I am on vacation, I'm still trying to go to bed around 10:30. You don't go to bed at 1 a.m. every night on vacation just because you're on vacation. The point is to come back feeling rested and relaxed, not super freaking tired because you got 4 hours of sleep the whole time you were gone. Taking that magnesium that you brought with you before bed and sipping on those herbal teas can help relax you. You also want to make sure you avoid heavy meals before bed. So if you are going out for dinner when you're on your trip, don't do it at like 8, 9 p.m. especially because you're sticking to your regular bedtime. Try to eat at your normal dinner time as well. You don't want a bunch of food sitting in your gut while you're trying to sleep. And if you have jet lag because you traveled a far distance, morning sunlight is your best friend. So the next day, as soon as you get up and you see that sun, go outside. Get sunlight in your eyes as soon as possible, and that's going to help reset your circadian rhythm so that you'll be able to sleep better the next coming nights. As far as stress goes, you just want to make sure you're doing the same things as you're doing at home. Deep breathing before you eat, going for a short walk after meals to help with digestion and your stress, mindful eating, making sure you're not rushing, you're calm, you're collected, you're chewing your food thoroughly at every meal. And most importantly, let go of being perfect. Do your best. Try to stay on track as much as possible, but enjoy your trip. Don't stress if it's not perfect. I know I'm telling you, do all the same things that you do at home. Yeah, try. Don't go out of control, crazy party animal and forget everything about your routine. But you can let a few things slip here and there. Most people are typically in a better mood, in a more relaxed state when they're traveling anyway. So you might not have to try as hard to do all these things because you just feel like more zen, more chill. Regardless, don't stress about being perfect. Do what you can. As I've said a million times, the stress alone will upset your gut. And finally, we will talk about realistic movement while traveling. Because yes, you need to move your body when you're traveling. You can't just sit on your lounge chair every single day for 7 days and not move. If you do that, your gut's not going to be super happy with you. So like I said, walk after meals, quick 10 minutes to reduce bloating. Do a stretch in the morning and or before bed. You might be a little stiff if you were on a plane or if you were road tripping. So a nice stretch will help get you loosey-goosey, especially before bed to help with sleep. If you're feeling like a real go-getter, you can use the hotel gym or even just use body weight workout. Do some squats, some lunges, push-ups, yoga. It doesn't have to be a full-blown hour-long workout. Do 5 jumping jacks and 10 squats before you go out the door, Do something. It doesn't have to be crazy. When you are going out and doing activities, pick things like hiking or biking or do a walking tour, things where you're moving, you're getting out, you're enjoying the fresh air, but it's still movement. But again, we don't need to be perfect. You're not going to work out like you do when you're at home. That's fine. Try to do something. Go for a short walk, do a biking tour, do some squats before you walk out the door. Get some movement in. I know when I travel, I tend to be more active just because I end up walking more places, especially if we don't have a car. It's we're walking. So it might not be an issue, but just be mindful of wow, I've sat in the sun on this chair for 10 hours straight, and I only got up to get 1 glass of water all day. Although that's relaxing and nice, your gut still needs some love. So just pay attention to your body, even when you're on vacation. If you can just do small little things for your gut every single day while you're traveling, you will feel a lot better while you're on vacation. And you'll also feel a lot more relaxed and refreshed when you come home from vacation. I'm sure we've all had those trips where we come back and we're like, yeah, I need a vacation from that vacation. Because while you were there, you stayed up super late, you drank every night, you ate takeout every single meal, and it was just like a whirlwind. And then you get back and you're like, I'm exhausted and now I have to work tomorrow. This sucks. So I suggest taking your vacation as a literal vacation. De-stress, eat well, sleep, do things that make you feel good, and your gut will love you for it. Hopefully these tips are helpful for you for your upcoming summer vacation or whenever your next vacation is planned. I hope you have an amazing trip, and just take 1 or 2 of these things that you don't normally do when you're on vacation and add them to this trip and see how it goes. I'd love to hear about it. So if you go on a trip and you try any of these things or you're planning on it, let me know. You can reach out to me on Instagram @beyond.bloated or send me an email, carlyclose@beyondbloated.com. I'd love to see your trip. If you want to share pictures, you want to just tell me about it. I love traveling, so I would love to hear about yours so I can be inspired and maybe find a new vacation destination for myself. So I look forward to hearing from you. And if not, I will talk to you next week. Did you learn something new and useful today? If the answer is a big, resounding hell yeah, do me a favor. Subscribe to this podcast. Even better, toss a rating in there too. It helps more bloated babes discover this show and lets me keep bringing you this free, gut-loving content every single week. And hey, don't be greedy. Share this episode with your bestie who's always unbuttoning her pants after dinner. She will love you even more for it. Thanks for hanging out with me and showing your gut some love. Keep on putting what you learn into practice and you will be bloat-free in no time. Catch you in the next one. Bye!